The last assurance was a lie, but it didn't matter anyway. Guests were already scrambling over the hot reception counter, barging their way through. Derriman had stopped to help those who had tumbled down the stairs, but he was soon knocked sideways by those still on their feet. He fell awkwardly, skidding across the marble floor. As he lay there, supporting himself on one elbow, he surveyed the mayhem before him. Andrew Derriman clawed his way through the mass of struggling bodies at the bottom of the grand stairway, aware that he had to bring some order to the panicking mass of staff and guests. Why were the emergency ceiling sprinklers not in operation? The main alarm had hardly sounded. Had that been sabotaged too? The beleaguered general manager finally pushed his way through the fallen bodies. The path to the castle's main entrance was blocked by fire, and the hall was rapidly filling with people. Before long there would be a deadly crush. He saw Veronica and Gerard, still at their station though, looking somewhat bemused, behind the long wooden reception counter. Derriman understood their alarm, but the Comreich clientele, by most standards a fairly refined bunch, had turned into a scrabbling, screaming mob that cared for nothing for their fellow man. A man fell screaming from a landing above, and Derriman closed his eyes so that he would not see him hit the unyielding marble floor. But he could not ignore the wet sound as the body landed, nor the sharp crunch of broken bones. The sheer racket from the panicking guests made Derriman want to block out the noise by putting his hands over his ears. But then a thought reared up in his mind.
Lord Edgar, was he safe?
Despite his lordship's dire medical condition, the proud old man had always treated Derriman with respect, no matter how much the castle manager nervously stuttered and stammered in his presence. The VIP delegates had been enjoying pre-supper cocktails in Comreich's highest, most sumptuous drawing room when the first explosion had occurred. He and Sir Victor had hastened to the explosion's source and had found a small inferno raging in the chapel. Sir Victor had sent Derriman back to the seriously startled inner court guests to reassure them and to take them down to the ground floor, for safety's sake, while he, Hailstrom, went off to tell the lordship of the fire. So Lord Edgar should have had both Hailstrom and Byrone to take care of him, but then had come other explosions, seemingly from all over the castle, and the VIPs had insisted that he leave Comreich immediately.